I mean, I make no apologies for being in this role now, and part of it is because of my experience, right? You know, when I finished school and started out in industry, I mean, it just wasn't as fulfilling. And somebody had told me, well, if you want to figure out what you should do, then look back and see what you've done, right? And so, you know, doing the camp counselor thing on occasion, and you know, doing a few things like that, just kind of so maybe I should try this teaching thing. And
How are you? Felix!
my name is Omari Roden. I am the head of Business Studies and Library here at Turner Fenton. Teacher as well. And my responsibilities primarily have to do with being a teacher, anything associated with that. So delivering curriculum, providing assessment, reporting my ministry standards, that's the main job.
What's up, man? Yeah, hi, how are you? Oh yeah, you're good? Yeah? Hey, sir. I'm good, what about you?
I heard you guys got the swivelly chairs.
Yeah, we got
We
some
didn't get
chairs.
those. We're the only class that didn't get those. I'm like, sir,
It's all right.
Miss Jolly, what is this?
New teacher, like you're gonna have to get at it about being the rookie teacher in the
I
school.
was like, sir,
That's the deal.
No, I
we
want
need
the chair.
You want the rolly chair?
I really want
Do you realize you probably have a rolly chair at home?
I do,
Yes.
but they're not
Okay.
as cool.
I spent
I'm just
6
saying.
hours of my life.
And you came and you sat in a chair. You sat in a chair in a car with wheels this morning.
Spinning chair, at least for once.
You know what? A lot of surprises. I've learned a lot about myself. I mean, being 10 years in, it sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme, I can tell you that I'm still learning things every day. Learning things about how to deliver. You know, as a business teacher, I mean, business is so dynamic anyway, so it's always changing. But I'm always learning new ways to deliver. Finding new ways to get out of the way of students is the way I like to say it.
They actually are on. Yes, you're famous. You're also filming the latest teacher in the school, right? My classes in the room.
Anytime I do take the
they're
time
waiting
to
for
look
me
back,
every day.
you
Sorry.
realize that you're just kind of adding
It's all
more
right.
tools, you know, kind of more bows to the quiver, so to speak, so you can have more strategies, right? And they talk a lot about things like differentiated instruction and learning types and all that kind of stuff. And I think teachers have always found ways to creatively meet the needs of most students anyway. It's just now they're finding more ways to kind of coin things and describe things. And so it's just a matter of making sure that you have those options at your disposal,
introduce you guys here,
and that
so I
when
guess.
you're dealing with a different set of circumstances, that you make some attempts to respond.
Oh
to.
my gosh, of course Archie would be all over that. Yeah? Yeah? Do you have the grapes? What happened? What happened? Neil, what's I've never seen you so happy. Eh?
When
What's
you
that?
met me, I was fresh off of a pretty rough experience at another school. I was never really trouble, but I was certainly not your motivated type of student. So I was fresh off of that experience and just trying to figure out where to go. And I think that summer, when I'd moved to Brampton, I just finished a program. I had one teacher, Mr. Wheeler, I'll never forget him. I was in his law class. I only got a 65 in his class. I didn't even like law. But at the end of the year, he said to me that I can do more than I showed him. So he said he was gonna speak to some people, pull some strings, and see if I can get into a program, a summer mentorship program with the University of Toronto. So
Friday I was here.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was
Is that right?
it.
So why don't you just tell me?
I forgot.
You forgot that you were
Yeah.
going to Windsor.
Yeah, no,
So
like
it's-
actually,
being here has really been more about seeing, well, how can I lay something on a student in such a way that they can think kind of beyond where they're at. I wouldn't even say that I'm the most effective teacher.
Yeah?
Like, I think I do all
Try to
right
blame your mom. It was
by my
probably your
job.
fault 'cause you were late. Yeah.
but I recognize I think I still have a lot to learn about the actual craft of teaching. But what I seem to enjoy at the school a lot is stopping somebody in the hallway, right? And dealing with students that way. That's the kind of stuff I
Grab my
like.
computer bag quick. Hey, you guys can hang out here for a sec.
Hopefully we're okay. Justin's gonna help us out with review tomorrow. Is it just gonna be the Kahoots?
I think we should, I'm planning to like open the.
Yeah. Okay. So you want some time? Okay. Do we have takers on 5.4? Because I'm stepping back again. I'm out of the way. 5.4 is pretty short. You guys want to take care of 5.4? Okay. I don't know if I have a PowerPoint, right? I said I'm kind of out of the way. If I can dig something up, I'll let you guys have it. But I would count on you guys dealing with it.
And right now in the course, I've basically said, okay, guys, I'm not teaching in the traditional sense anymore. So I come into the class, and we've had a conversation about who's going to lead the class through the stuff that they need to learn. We have a discussion about who's going to be in charge of doing review stuff. We have a discussion about who's going to lead students through, going through some of the critical kind of skill building stuff that we have to do. And I just sit down and watch. And if they have a question or they're really struggling, then I chime in. But I've pretty well tried to establish a classroom where it's not teacher-centered.
Jasnor, what do you think? Do you think YouTube will work today?
Did you embed the video?
What's that?
Did you embed
I did not embed the video. I just want to go straight to YouTube today. I was playing basketball last night. We didn't have a lot of time to embed videos.
Now, because all of our kids, they got their phone next to them, and they're ready to tweet or get on Facebook or whatever, do a Snapchat kind of whatever. They're just you try to leverage some of their interests and see how they use it.
Watch TV. That was subtle, Harvey. That is subtle.
I started playing basketball when maybe I would say grade 9. I played soccer. I played baseball. And I was kind of immature about sports, so if I started to feel like I was getting good at it, then I would just stop playing, and my dad would let me get away with that. So I really never started seriously playing basketball. It was probably a couple of years before I met you guys. My brother played basketball. That really was my only exposure to seriously playing, and I had a couple of friends who were pretty good and such, and so I played with them every once in a while, but I never got serious until probably moved into Brampton. have a lot going on, but I mean, again, it's also the way that kids are raised nowadays. I mean, the expectations never seem to match the input, right? Like my simple way of kind of making light of it is to kind of say, well, these guys will play their video game and they'll win the championship, and then they want to come to the basketball tryout and they're convinced they're great.
The 2K ballers.
Yeah, like they can put down a crossover on you with Kobe rated at 99, right? But then you ask them to like just dribble the ball in a straight line and it's a problem. And yet they're the next best thing. It's harder. It's easier now. Like this year, 10th year at the school, yeah. So this year I walk into the senior tryout and they say, oh, okay, you can make 9 cuts today. First day of tryouts, right? It's like you can get rid of half of them today. 7, 8 years ago, I'd be giving those guys a shot. I'd cut like 2 guys, 3 guys, come and talk to me afterwards. Yeah, now it's just kind of like, I gotta make the team. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you told me coaches put in way more hours than players across the board, I would say yeah, probably. But the toughest thing, I mean, aside from just learning the game, the toughest thing is seeing the kid who has all the potential in the world to go to the next level, and just trying to get them to recognize it, right? And not the hoop dreams kid, like. The hoop dreams kid thinks they can do it, but they don't understand how to do it, right? But they hold on to thinking that they're just kind of good enough, right? And that's the hardest thing to kind of convince them, in terms of what it takes, the additional hours, the training. It's not just sitting down at your couch bouncing a tennis ball. Like that's not training, That's the kind of stuff we would do, right? Exactly. To kind of work on our handle and such. But no, it takes hours. It takes dedication. I feel it's my responsibility to make sure that I've given every student an adequate opportunity to be engaged and to perform to my expectations. And if I see that there's a challenge there, well, if it means I have to modify my expectations, well, then I do that. That's I'm mandated to do that. I mean, it's not so much saying that you're moving the goalposts for everybody, but it's just one of those things where it's like you have to, as a teacher, try to figure out what success means for every student, right? It's about figuring out how to get them on a particular pathway, right? So that they can move in a direction that they feel they want to.
I just want you to tell me how to download YouTube clips. That's all I want. What if I tell you all the clips I need and you can use your PC to get them? Your PC, you're scratching your head. That means your PC sucks. That's what you're telling me, right? It is. Your PC sucks. My Mac is okay, right? And yet you want me to join you. Is it Misery Loves Company, right? Notice I'm not using it.